One of the most valuable companies in the world is growing faster than ever this year, and yet, investors have started asking a deeply uncomfortable question. Most people think this story is about AI. They're wrong. This is a story about something that's everywhere, but nobody points a camera at it. And by the time this video ends, the question won't be whether AI is a bubble. The question will be which side of that bubble you're standing on. Capital, the invisible main character. Every great documentary has an invisible main character. In this story, it isn't AI, it isn't Nvidia, it isn't Microsoft, it's money, capital. This year, just 4 companies, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, and Google, are spending a combined $650 billion on AI infrastructure. To put that in perspective, that's more than the entire annual economy of most countries on Earth. 4 companies, 1 year, 1 obsession. Every company you're about to hear about is chasing this capital, trying to control it. It's driving them, not the other way around. Infrastructure, where the money actually goes. That money doesn't disappear into thin air. It goes into chips, data centers, and power grids. And that's where the first contradiction shows up. Nvidia, the company literally building most of this infrastructure, has had the worst performing stock in its entire chip sector this year. Picture a heavyweight champion getting injured right before the biggest fight of his career. Nvidia's next major chip, Rubin Ultra, got stuck in manufacturing, pushed back nearly 2 years. And that delay just handed AMD and Google the opening they'd been waiting years for. Even the strongest player in the room can lose their footing over one mistake. Competition. Everyone's afraid of everyone else. Here's the second contradiction. The more these companies spend, the less confident they actually look. Microsoft's stock is down roughly 21% this year, the worst performance of any mega-cap tech company. Why? Because Wall Street is worried AI might get good enough at writing code to threaten software companies themselves, including Microsoft. That fear is exactly why Microsoft quietly started building its own AI models, a backup plan in case its closest partner, OpenAI, ever stops being an ally. Even friendship comes with an insurance policy now. This competition was never really about who wins. It's about who refuses to be left behind. And that difference is what makes this whole story dangerous, when people matter more than the numbers. Now here's the part that says the most about what's actually happening. Google's Gemini co-lead, Noam Shazir, a researcher Google paid $2.7 billion to bring back just 2 years ago, suddenly left for OpenAI. 1 day later, John Jumper, a Nobel Prize-winning researcher, left the same company for Anthropic. 2 days, 2 of the most important people in the building, both walking out the same door. How did investors react? Alphabet's stock dropped within days because people don't trust balance sheets. They trust people. And when a company's smartest minds start running, everyone outside gets nervous too. Around the same time, Meta's CEO admitted, in front of his own team, that AI progress hadn't moved as fast as the world had been told, right after the company had already laid off thousands of employees. These are the companies we assume are unbeatable, and underneath, they're afraid of their own future. History. This isn't the first time. Something like this happened back in 2000. Internet companies with no revenue were getting insane valuations. The bubble burst, and companies disappeared overnight. But here's the difference. Back then, most of those companies had no money at all. Nvidia alone made over $215 billion last year. This isn't an empty dream. This is a bubble built on overinvestment, not on companies with nothing behind them. History doesn't repeat itself, but fear and greed always do. The lesson. So after everything you just heard, here's the one thing worth remembering. A bubble doesn't mean something is fake. AI is genuinely changing the world. A bubble means the smartest people in the room are hiding their fear, watching each other, and running blind together. History doesn't punish people for believing in technology. It punishes people for believing that great technology always makes a great investment. Those are 2 very different things.